The fleeting summer taught him valuable lessons about trust, acceptance, and love through his first relationship. His girlfriend gave him many precious first experiences that he wants to cherish forever. He longs to become a decent man for her and be acknowledged by everyone as the person she deserves. Driven by this frustration, he walked towards his seat. On a Sunday morning in September, Ryuto and his classmates gather in Odaiba to play Savage, a game where players shoot each other with air rifles. While waiting for everyone to arrive, Ryuto helps Nishi after he almost falls and introduces himself to Tanikita, one of Luna's friends. The group, consisting of both boys and girls, change into rental camouflage uniforms and prepare for the game. Luna accidentally leaves her shirt open, revealing her cleavage, but promises to fix it before the game starts. The group takes selfies together before beginning. Tanikita takes a picture of Luna and Yamana posing with air rifles, while Ryuto watches in envy. They then take a group photo using Tanikita's tripod. The group then enters the game area and starts the Savage game. They split into two teams, and after a few moments of observation, the red team, Ryuto, Luna, and Tanikita, move forward. Nishi shoots at them, but Ryuto accidentally hits him with a shot. Ichi then tries to avenge Nishi, but Tanikita shoots him at close range. Iki pointed his rifle behind him, warning Luna to be careful. Luna jumped out from behind the barricade, confusing Ichi as her body was exposed. Ryuto took the opportunity to shoot Ichi, defeating him. Yamana appeared and tried to shoot Luna, so Ryuto stood up to protect her and got shot. Luna then defeated Yamana, becoming the winner. Later, they returned to the safe area, where Ichi planned to retaliate against the normies. They rented rifles and pistols, and Yamana borrowed Nishi's rifle. She then cut her nails and became unbeatable. They played for 10 rounds and finished the game. Luna discovered her missing earring, and Ryuto was curious about why she only wore one. At the restaurant, Ichi and Nishi talked about how unbeatable Yamana was, and Ryuto started to eat his lunch. After playing a game of Savage in the morning, the 6 friends decided to have lunch at an Italian restaurant. The table was arranged with men and women sitting on opposite sides, creating an awkward atmosphere. They discussed their enjoyment of playing Savage, and Iki talked about his interest in different types of guns. The group also talked about their hobbies and interests, with Luna mentioning her love for a male K-pop group. Yamana revealed that she had a crush on a guy from middle school, causing surprise among the group. Nishi made a joke that offended Yamana, but he was later forgiven. After a stimulating half-day, they left the commercial facility and headed for the station. Yamana and Tanikita thanked them for the day and left. Only Ryuto and Luna were left. Tanikita ran back to tell Ryuto that she misunderstood and that he and Luna make a perfect match. Luna wrapped her arm around Ryuto's as they walked by the fragrant sea breeze. His heart beat fast. The narrator reflects on their relationship with Kashima, realizing that their love has ended. They feel surprisingly calm about it as summer vacation has ended, and their seats are now far apart. A brief discomfort is felt when seeing Kashima with Luna, but the narrator assures themselves they can move forward and live without Kashima's presence. As they walked to Aomi Station, Luna expressed her desire to ride the Ferris wheel. Ryuto was excited but also nervous about being in a small space alone with his girlfriend. Once aboard, he imagined kissing her and couldn't contain his ulterior motives. Luna suddenly smiled at him and confessed that she felt like she was falling in love for the first time. Ryuto was thrilled to hear this, and they shared a kiss, enhanced by Luna's peach-scented lip color. After getting off the Ferris wheel, they visited the Venus Fort Mall and admired the cars on display. Ryuto and Luna arrive at Megaweb, a car showroom, and discuss their preferences in cars. Luna expresses her desire to ride with Ryuto after he gets his license, and they plan to go skiing and camping together in the future. Luna admits she's not good at thinking and often feels less energized when she thinks alone. She talks about her desire to have children in the future and coming to terms with not being a kid anymore after graduating from high school. Ryuto compliments Luna's carefree spirit and compares her to a sports car. They both enjoy their time together as they enter the Venus Fort Mall, where Luna expresses her love for the place. Ryuto wondered when Luna had last come to this festival. He remembered her mentioning walking in a yukata and watching fireworks with a guy before. Ryuto felt disgusted with himself for thinking about Luna's past with her ex-boyfriend at this festival. Luna interrupted his thoughts, and they continued to window shop. Luna admired the European-style cityscape and expressed her desire to travel to Italy and Europe with Ryuto someday. Ryuto put his hand in the Mouth of Truth statue, and they debated about casting Leonardo DiCaprio as the lead in a movie based on Ryuto's hand being bitten off. As they left the mall, Luna thanked Ryuto for inviting her to play Savage and talked about the happiness she felt with him. When Ryuto asked about their upcoming 3-month anniversary, Luna replied that she didn't need anniversaries anymore. Luna smiled happily, cherishing the daily life she shared with Ryuto. As they walked hand in hand, Luna mentioned that Venus Fort would soon be disappearing due to redevelopment. Luna observed that everything fades away eventually and wondered if the suffering and pain in life had any meaning. Despite any changes, Ryuto promised to always love Luna. Luna and Nikoru celebrated their success in the Savage game and expressed interest in playing again sometime. Nikoru mentioned being open about her past relationship with her ex-boyfriend, despite being single now. Luna found a photo of Nikoru with her ex-boyfriend and smiled fondly. Luna appeared mature for her age, which attracted Ryuto to her. He wanted to be the type of guy she deserved, but he knew he couldn't grow up that fast. To compensate, he planned to have 3 children in the future. However, he realized that would be difficult considering the circumstances. One day, Luna invited Ryuto to try a popular dessert with her and her friend Akari, but he had to decline due to his cram school schedule. Despite this, Ryuto wanted to be supportive of Luna's friendship and urged her to take it easy. At the cram school Ryuto attended, he ran into Kurose and her friends. Seeing her made him feel guilty about neglecting Luna, so he avoided any contact with her. The survival game of avoiding Kurose began. Ryuto attended an English lesson course, which he had to follow up on frequently, and was always conscious of Kurose's presence. He had to anticipate her movement whenever he saw her. One day, after finishing his English course, he was caught off guard and almost ran into Kurose. Suddenly, a guy he did not recognize wrapped his hand around his neck and pulled him towards him to save him. They went to a nearby shop, and the guy introduced himself as Sakiya Shugo, a person referred to as a Ronin. Sakiya listened to Ryuto's story and offered to help him by sharing Kurose's whereabouts should he see her. Ryuto agreed to go along with it and exchanged contact information. Sakiya grabs Ryuto's iced coffee and drinks it because he's a caffeine addict. He tells Ryuto to order what he wants next time and offers to pay. While walking to the tutoring center, Sakiya warns Ryuto about the downsides of being a Ronin. A phone call interrupts their conversation, and Sakiya curses his high school classmate who invited him to a reunion. Upon entering the building, Sakiya hides behind Ryuto and explains the importance of avoiding certain people and making friends with teachers. Kurose volunteers to be on the school festival committee, and Luna, Tanikita, and Ichi also raise their hands. Luna asks Ryuto to join her, and he agrees. During the preparation committee, everyone was relieved as they filled the quota except for one spot. Ryuto raised his hand and nominated Ijichi, who was surprised but interested. The cultural festival committee consisted of 50 students, 5 from each first and second year class. After school, the committee split into their respective parts. Ryuto was assigned to be a brochure maker along with Luna and Kurose. Luna's friendship plan begins as they introduce themselves. At the cram school, Sakiya offers to eat lunch with Ryuto and asks if his sighs were due to Kurose. Ryuto hesitates, but lies about having trouble with his homework, and Sakiya offers to help. Ryuto then asks why Sakiya became a Ronin. Sakiya failed his high school entrance exam due to playing with girls instead of studying. He showed Ryuto a middle school photo of himself after winning a ping pong tournament. Sakiya changed his hairstyle after graduation and became popular. Ryuto suggested that Sakiya's ping pong skills could have made him popular. The cultural festival preparations kept Ryuto busy. The pamphlet committee had to decide on the theme for the flyer. Luna asked Kurose about her hobbies, and she revealed she likes watching game live streaming videos, especially horror game streams. Ryuto and Kurose discussed their favorite streamers and games. Luna seemed surprised by Kurose's hobby, and Ryuto quickly changed the topic to avoid hurting Luna's friendship plan. The discussion shifted to the section assignments for the pamphlet. Kurose's otaku hobby surprised him, as he hadn't known her well during junior high school. The discussion about the flyer's design for their school festival was progressing, but Luna wanted a sparkly and pretty design, which Kurose thought wasn't appropriate for boys and parents. Ryuto suggested a middle ground, but communication issues arose, leading to an ineffective meeting. Later, during a hangout party, Luna asked if Ryuto wanted to join them for a second round at a family restaurant, but he declined to study for a quiz. Kurose attended the karaoke meeting, but sat quietly while Ryuto became exhausted by the social interaction. Ryuto planned to study at the self-study room to avoid watching videos at home. He considered another building, but it seemed like too much trouble. Ryuto decided to try out the Metropolitan Library in the Hiru area. The area was quiet and suited for studying. Ryuto was studying when he saw Kurose, who had the same idea, sitting opposite him. They took a break at the cafeteria and talked about Kurose's old school. Ryuto learned that Kurose transferred to their school in the middle of the semester because of her stepfather's financial troubles and violence towards her mother. Kurose tells Ryuto about her financial struggles and how she was able to attend their school through a program that covers most of the tuition fee. However, she had to enter through the back door by staying at her aunt's house. Ryuto realizes that Kurose transferred to their school for her sister Luna's sake, as she wanted to make her happy. Kurose also reveals how she feels free to be herself in an all-girls school and apologizes to Ryuto for her past behavior. They study together for a few hours and leave the library together, discussing Kurose's safety concerns on the way home. The topic shifted from sexual harassment to Luna. Kurose confirmed that Luna often wears accessories and explained that Luna's interest in gal fashion stemmed from their parents' impending divorce and Luna's desire to escape. Kurose admitted to feeling guilt and being unable to forgive herself. While walking, Kurose spotted a bubble milk tea stall and bought one for herself. Kashima also likes bubble milk tea, but prefers it with brown sugar milk instead of milk tea. Luna was silent during their next conversation about bubble milk tea, so Ryuto summarized it briefly. Kurose replied in a casual tone, saying bubble milk tea is just a drink and a great way to pass the time. Ryuto found their chat interesting and equally enjoyed talking to Kurose as he did with Luna. Ryuto was worried about Kurose walking home alone at night and insisted on walking her home. They ran into Luna in Kurose's apartment building, and Ryuto found himself in an awkward situation as Luna assumed they were together all day. The protagonist meets an old classmate and reminisces about his feelings for his ex-boyfriend, whom he wishes he could meet again. He confides in his friend, Luna, who also has her own worries, including seeing Ryuto with Maria. Luna reassures him and offers to help, but the protagonist feels helpless in moving on from his past relationship. As Luna looks at a photo of a boy, the protagonist reflects on his own feelings and regrets. Sakia was disappointed when Ryuto told him about the Sunday incident. Ryuto explained to Luna that he and Kurose ran into each other at the library and that he would tell Luna later. Sakia teased Ryuto about still having feelings for Kurose. They drank peach tea and had a conversation about relationships, including Sakia's past experiences. Kurose entered the lounge with her friends, and Sakia said that she was interested in Ryuto. Ryuto was worried about resisting Kurose's temptation if she teased him again. Sakia talked about his first relationship and how he broke up even though he wanted to stay with her. In high school, the protagonist became popular with girls, but was afraid of cheating and hurting his first girlfriend. He regrets breaking up with her and wishes he could go back in time. The protagonist decides to cherish his current girlfriend, Luna. During the school's sports festival, Luna impresses everyone with her athletic ability and the protagonist feels grateful to have such an amazing girlfriend. He sees Kurose dancing in the cheerleading squad and realizes that he still cares for her despite her past actions. The protagonist's friend Ichi seems interested in Tanikita, and Luna wonders if he doesn't like girls. The protagonist learns from Luna that Iki is shy and has trouble conversing, which comforts him. During the sports festival, students had the option to eat lunch with their families or return to their classrooms. Ryuto, Ichi, and Nishi did not invite their parents because they found it embarrassing. Luna's father intended to visit, but had to cancel last minute. Despite this, Luna gave Ryuto a large two-tiered lunchbox with a balanced menu and octopus sausages that looked like aliens. Luna won first place in the obstacle course and the women's cavalry competition. During the borrowing race, Luna grabbed Ryuto's hand and they ran together. They were cheered on by classmates who were rooting for them. Luna and Ryuto win the race, and Luna chose Ryuto as someone she likes. Luna's mother, who lives with Kurose, comes to cheer for Luna at the relay race. Luna introduces Ryuto to her mother, and they all congratulate Luna on her win. Approaching Luna and her mother, Ryuto was introduced as Luna's boyfriend, and they engaged in small talk. Luna's mother expressed her embarrassment about watching the borrowing competition and asked Ryuto to take good care of her daughter. Meanwhile, Kurose was among the cheering crowd but left looking upset. Ryuto found her on the roof, and the two talked about Kurose's feelings for him. After the sports festival, the booklet staff met to decide on a cover design. Luna preferred a pink and glittery design, while Kurose liked a more sophisticated and monotonous one. The teacher in charge of the brochures said that they need to decide on the design for the pamphlet cover that day. Kurose and Luna chose different designs, and two experts gave their opinions. One thought Luna's design was cuter and more exciting, while the other thought Kurose's design was better for reception by boys and parents. Sensei asked Ryuto, the representative of the male students, for his opinion. Ryuto was reluctant to choose one design over the other, and Luna asked him to be honest. Ryuto eventually chose Kurose's design, which made Luna sad on their way home. Luna talked about Ryuto and Maria, revealing that Ryuto has more in common with Maria. Luna then said that she won't contact Ryuto for a while, and that he should think about whether he still wants to go out with her or not. She ran away in the rain. The speaker is struggling to forget their feelings for Kashima, despite knowing that he only has eyes for Luna. They wonder if there is any chance of being loved in return, even as the second choice. While they don't want Luna to pretend their relationship hadn't happened, they still hope for a chance to bloom in the shadows. Their love is a hidden ambition that gives them comfort in an otherwise lonely life. Luna stopped responding to Ryuto's messages and seemed a bit cold when they met at a meeting. One day, after a discussion, Ryuto followed Luna down the hallway and tried to speak to her, but she received an important call and left quickly. Ryuto went to the cram school and saw Kurose sitting alone. They talked about Kurose's break from school and her ambition to study manga and be an editor. Kurose asked Ryuto what his aspirations were. Kashima plans to go to college for literature, while his friend Kurose suggests that he could become a good teacher or counselor due to his caring nature. Kashima also considers applying to a consulting company, which Kurose recommended. The next day, Tanikita tells Kashima that she suspects Luna is doing paid dating with an older man. While Kashima is relieved to trust Luna, his heart beats faster at the thought. Ryuto asks Tanikita if Gyaru girls usually go on paid dates, to which she responded that it depends on the person. They discuss Luna and what she might do as a Gyaru girl, with Tanikita suspecting that Luna's recent relationship troubles may lead her to do paid dating. Ryuto is worried about Luna and considers how to confront her about the guy she was seen with. Later, Ryuto turns to Sakia for help, and Sakia offers to meet Luna and find out about the guy for him. They plan to attend the upcoming school festival together, and Sakia will pretend to accidentally run into Luna and ask about the guy. The protagonist is unsure what Luna and Kurose are doing, but they may be busy with work or free. Sakia had a busy morning and arrived at the school in the afternoon. The protagonist was asked by the organizing committee chairman to stay at the headquarters tent, where he checked his phone for updates from Sakia. When Sakia arrived, first-year girls at the reception desk whispered amongst themselves, and the protagonist felt embarrassed by their attention. He was assigned other work and walked around the school with Sakia, feeling uneasy under the girls' scrutiny. He was nervous about his relationship with Luna after seeing her meeting her ex-boyfriend. He wanted to talk to her about their future, but needed to find out more about her ex first. The protagonist and Sakia ran into Tanikita, who asked them to help with a decoration issue. Tanikita recognized Sakia as the boy who she saw Luna with during a previous occurrence. The protagonist became upset and angry, thinking Sakia was Luna's ex-boyfriend, but Sakia explained that he wasn't. Luna was a friend of his ex-girlfriend, Yamana. Yamana had dated a boy with a Chunibyu personality who liked listening to sutras. That boy was Sakia. They left to have a talk, and Tanikita was relieved to hear that Luna was not involved in paid dating. Sakia and the protagonist enter a classroom where first graders are running a coffee shop. Sakia tells the protagonist that Luna, a girl who approached him, is Nikoru Yamana's best friend from high school and had asked him to meet Nikoru again. He explains that he had an interview at the time and forgot about Luna's offer until he found her phone number later on. Sakia had met Nikoru in Ikebukuro, but when Yamana's name was mentioned, he refused to meet her because he hurt her in the past. Sakia explains that he and Yamana started dating in middle school but broke up, causing Yamana's behavior to worsen due to family issues. The protagonist encourages Sakia to make amends with Yamana and move forward towards the future. Sakia takes his words seriously and asks for a description of Yamana's current appearance. Ryuto showed Sakia a photo of Yamana, and he was surprised by her mature appearance. Sakia mentioned that she was a tough fighter who beat up 20 delinquents. When Luna appeared to be harassed by boys, Ryuto, Sakia, and Ichi came to help. Sakia stood up to the boys, and Yamana was moved to tears by his gesture. Ryuto and Luna watched from a distance and had a small conversation. Ryuto helps Luna in her failed attempt to convince Sakia. After hearing about Yamana and Sakia, Ryuto plans to discuss his own problems with Luna before Ichi interrupts with his own confession plans to Tanikita. In an emotional scene, Tanikita rebukes Ichi's confession and preaches thoughtful consideration when confessing one's feelings. Luna consoles Ichi, who is left feeling heartbroken. Nishi appeared in the classroom and shared with his friends that he saw Onigyaru walking hand in hand with a handsome guy. Nishi's crush Yamana and Ryuto's heart aches. Later, Ryuto and his friends talked about relationships and stayed in the classroom for a while. Ryuto left to look for Luna and ran into Sakia and Yamana, who were holding hands. Eventually, Ryuto found Luna in the luggage area and realized he should have just contacted her instead of wandering around looking for her. Luna watched the evening festival from the balcony as Ryuto joined her, and they both confirmed they had finished their assignments. Luna revealed that thanks to Ryuto, her best friend can finally feel happy, and mentioned that Nikoru saw her first ex-boyfriend. Luna confessed her feelings for Ryuto, and they talked about going to a haunted house next year. Ryuto expressed his desire to be with Luna forever, and they hugged each other. He left a voicemail for Luna and is worried about not hearing back. He's thrilled about seeing Senpai again and going on a date. He cried so much his false eyelashes fell off, and he put them back on. He's at work and feeling lonely after holding hands with Senpai. He hopes Luna is safe and wishes for happiness for everyone. Luna and Ryuto were interrupted by Kurose, who informed them of a party for the class flyer committee. They watched the folk dance from the balcony. Luna suggested dancing with Kurose, but they needed one more person. Luna left to find someone, while Kurose held Ryuto's hand and asked him to practice with her for the dance. Ryuto was nervous and remembered his promise to go to Italy with Luna. He struggled with his feelings for Luna and Kurose as they danced awkwardly to the Oklahoma mixer.